We are almost a full week into Leagues 4 and I am still wearing Mystic robes. Well, that all changes today. With our penultimate relic unlocked, that means 3 things. Number 1, we gain 16 times experience, so we don't need to worry about waiting for better XP rates before taking on big grinds anymore. Number 2, we gain 8 times the minigame points, so opportunities to improve that newbie gear have increased. And number 3, we now do a ton of damage. So let's put that all into practice today before I have to go back to working my day job for 8 hours a day. Like I said yesterday, the first big grind is Mage Training Arena, and as a Banker's Note connoisseur, we can take advantage of the big brain banana smuggling strategy, which looks crazy busted. So we're going to buy about 6,000 bananas, take them into the graveyard room, and just knock that room out immediately. Alright, yeah, no, this is actually just about as fun as I thought it would be. It's obviously not fun, I'm just clicking from 2 places, one to the other. However, it's just so satisfying knowing that I don't actually have to do this room. Alright, that should be enough alchemist points and some change, I'm hoping. No! We need another 20 points. Alright, this should be it. There we go. Done with the alchemist room. Yeah, that one's definitely the worst for me. It's very click intensive, but it's not even the longest one. Next up, we're going to do the telekinetic room. Here we go. Come over here. Hey, and that is the telekinetic room done. Honestly, not too bad. Hour and a half. Thought it would take a bit longer. But we always save enchantment room for last because the points are just so quick there. So yeah, let's get on with it. Absolutely lightning quick. Barely 10 minutes and we're already up to the cap for the points. So we're actually going to need to do this in 2 trips because we can't hold enough enchantment points. I'm going to grab the ones in the mage book first and then we'll come back for the infinity, but we'll definitely wait until we've got everything to equip it all for the big point stack. Before we buy everything, we need to staff bash a humble man for his bones. There we go. Let's go and get it all done. Absolutely massive dopamine hit incoming. Make sure I don't buy anything twice by mistake because I don't want to have to do any more. The gloves and the bottoms. And there's the mage's book, 80 points. The master wand, 80 points. Cast bones to peaches. Another 80 points. And then any piece of infinity that's an elite. And the full infinity for our first master task. And what an upgrade. I am so excited to put the Berserker relic to use in this new gear. And what better way to test out the new gear and the 16 times XP rates than to do a little bit of Slayer. I've got a greater demon task here. Now with Berserk, I think I do the most damage when I'm really low health, especially if I was 99 hit points and only had 1. I'd be doing absolutely crazy damage. But even at full health, I should be hitting my max hit every time. I did want to save a few blood runes, so I'll probably switch back to Ice Burst. But for now, these Ice Barrages, man, like before they even get a chance to react, they're dead. They're just dead. Oh, it's great. I'm super looking forward to this. Slayer should be an absolutely excellent source of seeds, money, everything we need right now. Okay, so Berserker is actually even more busted than I thought. So I thought that the max hit at full health was referring to you, the player. So as long as you were at max health, you were still hitting max hit. It just wasn't as high as the potential from being really low hit points. No, it's based on the enemy's health. So if you're 1 HP and the enemy is at max health, you're doing crazy damage. And as well, you're getting in multiple hits before the enemy goes below 1 health, so or below max health. So yeah, this is busted. And as well, this is going to be a great source of clues, which as we know are a great source of points. So I am more than thrilled with my relic choice here. I'm not doing this ogre's task. I'm going to skip this. It really is going to take a lot of willpower to not just go straight to 99 with this, because it looks like so much fun. Oh, I'll go do more greater demons, sure. However, I do think that there are some other things that I wanted to get done today, and I'm going to get them done. However, I think a little bit more Slayer first will be good. And there it is, the reason we wanted to keep doing a little bit of Slayer. 99 magic, super quick, super easy. Obviously, we were going to get that eventually anyway, but we were so close, and the XP is just so crazy. It's nearly 3 million XP an hour, so I wanted to get that finished. Super satisfying. Anyway, what's up next? We are going to do some quests. There are a number of tasks that involve quests, which I just want to get them all knocked out. I effectively want to get my account in a place where I can feel like, okay, I have no more quests to do. It's all about PVM and skilling from here on. So, not sure what we're going to do first. Let's just take a look at the list and get started. Reminic Isles completed, and I'm going to whack these XP rewards on attack just to get us closer to 74. The eventual whip we'll hope to get. And there's also a task there for equipping a Helm of Netter's Knot. Oh, I don't know which crate has the key. Picking up a super easy 8 points while doing Path of Gloffery. Not even done that quest on my main, but had to be done for the big XP rewards as well as the 30-point task. There's almost 500,000 strength XP. Clear. Thieving. Alrighty, gonna get started on a few of the desert quests. No task for contact, however, this range lamp, very much appreciated. There's level 60 range and 64. And there's Spirits of the Iliad done. That was quite a quick one. Some good prayer experience as well, and I believe this is a task. There we go, just needed to make sure I had some prayer points to restore. Good stuff. And a medium task for Olaf's quest. Super easy and more defense XP, definitely getting up there with those combat levels. Oh, it took absolutely ages to get all of that favor. However, we did just go straight up to 100 because we need to get some money into Miscellanea ASAP. However, that's another 40 points. Let's do Royal Trouble. And even with unlimited run energy, it is so much running for those quests. But at least they're done. And that agility experience is actually quite appreciated, as it was one of our lower skills. I'm getting a bit tired of questing, but we've only got 4 left. So, yeah, let's just do it. Are you kidding me? I am level 85 thieving. I can still fail these guys. That was the first pickpocket as well. Like, clearly the chances aren't that good. I'm gonna do this a little bit, and if the fail rates are too high, we'll do Death to Indulgence another time. Well, I really thought that one was gonna be worse than it was, but with quest helper and all of the benefits, too bad. And the whole reason we did that was so we could do some medium tasks for diaries. I have such fond memories of doing a Soul's Bane back in the good old days, but it's not the good old days anymore, and I proper dread doing this quest every time it's doing. But at least there's a medium task associated with that one, and it'll contribute towards the Varrock diary. Alright, one thing to do before our final quest, and that's to take care of the Night's Waves minigame. There's a huge XP reward associated with this. It'll be pretty easy with Banker's Note, so just gonna slay them all, get their XP and get out of here. Nice, any huge XP drop. So I am hoping, and I'm pretty sure that that boosts all of my daily stats over 70, as well as a hit point. Now the reason we did that was mainly for the XP. However, that's a medium task for Chivalry, and as soon as we get 70 prayer, we'll be able to use Piety. Piety will be genuinely helpful with our force in need. Alrighty, we have one quest left to do, and it is probably the most important quest we're going to do on this account, Beneath Cursed Sands. This is going to give us access to TOA. It's going to give us a buttload of agility XP, which will be appreciated. Yeah, let's just get it done. I did this quest quite recently on my main, so it shouldn't be too hard at all. Oh, I really should have brought some prayer restore for this fight. But whatever, we're gonna risk it. Whoa! The distance, keep the distance. Is that it? Hey, there we go. Finally done. Massive agility XP. That's 12 levels right there. Okay, so it is a little bit later and I'm just AFKing some karambwans as I needed something AFK to do. I figure it's a good time for a little bit of a ramble, so let's go through a few things, where the account's at, what's coming next. I guess first up is quests, so we still have Death to the Dorgishan to do. There's a couple of tasks locked behind that, but I'm going to wait until I'm 91 thieving and have the Arty hard, because then I don't fail the harm members at all, and I just, yeah, I don't want to have to constantly be failing pickpocketing to get those harm robes. However, I also forgot about a couple of quests that have tasks locked behind them. The first one is the Fremenic Exiles, because we'll need to kill Basilisk Knights. There's one just for killing the knight, and there's also one for equipping the Net is Not face guard. And the last one is just the Rance portion of the Recipe for Disaster quest as a task to kill a Jobster. Those are the only quests that I've kind of not done yet. Once we've done those, we're fully up to date with quests and we'll not have to do any more for the rest of the league, I hope. We need to think a little bit about kind of where we go from here, because with all the quests done, all of our grinds are unlocked. You know, we can go and do stuff that big XP grinds, because with the 16 times multiplier, there's no worry about being inefficient. We'll get the most value out of doing a big skilling grind. And as well, the minigame points mean we could do things like Giant's Foundry. We're still waiting on 5 times drop rate, so I don't want to start any major PVM grinds just yet, but that was kind of not going to happen until unlocking the last relic anyway. The last relic's going to be good for big PVM bosses, so it makes sense to kind of do that, but we'll touch on that a little bit more as well. However, as I mentioned at the start of the video, I am going back to work. I actually took some time off to play leagues, and I've very much enjoyed it, but I do have to go back to work in my day job. So that does mean our time's going to be a little bit more limited. It might mean that I don't get enough content to make a full episode out of a single day. If that happens, I'll just combine 2 days into one. There's no sense releasing something that I'm not happy with. So yeah, it might be a bit of a slow uploads, but might be for the best. Bit more time to work on them. I need to think about the AFK opportunities that I have. So fishing karambwans is a great one. It's probably not super efficient because we'll get plenty of fishing experience from Temporos, and as well, we're almost banked for 99 cooking, so not super efficient. However, the clues are really good. I'm getting kind of sick of beginner clues because I have more than I'll ever need, so they just clog up the inventory. But this is still a great grind. We also have a bit of wood cutting. There'll definitely be some value to doing wood cutting, even if it takes us up to 50 million experience. There's just not really anything else that requires wood cutting except maybe fletching, but I guess broad bolts, that's probably going to be the meta. And finally, Slayer might be a little bit AFK in places. It just depends on the task and whether or not the monsters are aggressive, whether or not it's something I can just place my character down and, you know, use the Kandarin Monastery teleport every once in a while just to refill prayer. That should be pretty chill, but Slayer is a bit of a weird one because some tasks, no, I will need to be constantly clicking. The other thing to think about is money. So without Fire Sale, there are some big money grinds. Namely, we've got to build a demonic throne, the whole construction grind. We need to buy all of the Tazar stuff. So getting money is going to be important. I'm not super worried about it because I do think it's going to come from PVM mostly. However, we do want some money as soon as possible, really, so we can fill in Kingdom and Miscellanea, get all of that done, get it set up, because we don't want to be behind the curve in terms of GP. And that kind of leads me on to thinking about the relic choices I've made and the area choices I've made. You know, we're a week into this almost now, so do I regret any of my relic choices? No, with a couple of caveats. So I think the relic choices I've got are fantastic. They are allowing me to do stuff that is not possible in the main game, and that's really boosting my account forward. And I think for the long game, it's going to be really good. Banker's Note is going to be super helpful in PVM, and that's why I don't regret not taking Fire Sale. However, Fire Sale would have given such an amazing head start. Obviously, all of the people who have rocketed up to the tier 8 relic, they took Fire Sale because they got the Demonic Throne, the Onyx, and all of the Toggle tasks just sorted, and they don't have to worry about going off and making GPs. So yeah, Fire Sale would have been helpful. However, I don't think it was the nail in the coffin that kind of killed my early game. However, because I took Production Prodigy instead of Trickster, that also had an effect on my early game. So Trickster, first of all, Trickster's great because it allows you to AFK thieving. So I would have had a lot more AFK grinds other than just catching fish. But Trickster was also another good moneymaker. So yeah, I think Production Prodigy and Banker's Note in combination are actually allowing me to do some really cool things. So I think it's a good combination to have. However, by not having Trickster or Fire Sale, it brought up some problems in the early game, particularly with money and AFKing. So yeah, while I'm happy with my relic choices, I do think that it had an effect on the early game, and that's maybe why I'm not as far ahead as I could have been had I taken, especially Fire Sale, but Trickster as well. Areas-wise, we just kind of don't know yet, so I really kind of wanted to go Wilderness. Wilderness looked super fun. There's so many bosses. There's Revenants. There's a great prayer training method in the Chaos Altar. And the only reason I didn't take it was mostly just because I didn't want to have to deal with the competition from PKs. You know, not many people are PKing for fun in leagues, although it does look really fun. It's more so that if I have a world where I'm killing Veterinatus and someone wants it, they can just PK me, and I didn't really want to have to deal with that. You know, playing Soul Wars, we've seen just how quick you can get specced out. So it could have been a real nightmare, and I think if I'd taken Wilderness and regretted it for that reason, I would have regretted it pretty hard. However, there's still a chance I might regret taking Fremenic, purely for the fact that it's introduced a lot of big money grinds like the Demonic Throne, and as well it has interesting bosses. So Vorkath, Musper, and Duke, none of them are weak to magic. We'll be able to kill them fine with magic. However, it's not going to be as fast as some of the bosses that we would have been able to kill in the Wilderness. I guess time will tell with Fremenic whether or not it was the right choice. It's not going to become apparent for a little while, I think. But I'm having fun. Even just killing Dagannoth Kings, as simple and basic as they are, they're effectively safe, spottable monsters with prayer. It's not too bad. It's kind of fun, and you know, there's going to be some good drop rates there. I think it's 1 in 32 for a ring from each of the kings, so good fun. All right, and next steps. So I do still have one relic to unlock, and I do want to get it unlocked, but I feel no rush to get it. With the tier 7 relic, I was super desperate to get it as quick as possible for the 16 times multiplier and the minigame points. However, I'm not feeling that with the tier 8 relic. The tier 8 relic is only really useful in high-end PVM, and the boosted drop rates are only going to really apply to high-end PVM, so I'm not in a super rush. Saying that, I could start TOA tomorrow. It really is kind of that close. We've got Beneath Cursed Sands done. We've got good gear. I could start sending a few TOAs. However, it's going to be a learning process for me, so we'll be starting out at the easies. And I think I'd rather just have the best gear possible, so we're going to hold off on TOA for a bit. We are going to be doing tasks, try and getting as many as we can. I'd ideally like to get the tier 8 relic before starting TOA, but I'll probably have to go and do a couple for some points. So I think that the current state of the account is that we'll be doing a mix of AFK activities, a little bit of skilling for points and stuff. Whatever tasks kind of come up, at some point I will make a big push towards the tier 8 relic. But I think right now I want to upgrade my gear, I want to make money, and I want as many points as possible. So I think that Slayer is going to be the big push, and we'll get started with that tomorrow. Looking forward to seeing you then. Thanks. Bye.